Before we start, I wanted to also just make sure that we had a proper grounding, because oftentimes when we have conversations about place and when we do this type of work, we often center a project, but we don't center communities. And so even as we have this conversation as communities first, this is what we see as an invitation to really center both people and the culture that helps to ground us. And so one of the first things that we want to do is offer and open up with a land acknowledgement, in part because it helps to really ground us in the context of place and strategy. The other piece is that one of the things that we often tend to do is to reimagine, but also rename places as though it never existed in a lot of ways. We come through with kind of a Christopher Columbus mindset of discovery and being able to pretend that people did not live here before we arrived. And so in our acknowledgement of the land acknowledgement, for us it's personal, because it really helps to ground the reality of place, that people existed in place and in the communities that they have lived long before we may have arrived, with an imagination and a reality of what this place means. Something that we center on is that you can never really be an expert of a home that you have not lived in. And so even as we travel across the country, we're being very intentional about grounding ourselves with regional partners who have been doing this work for a very long time. I want to call up both Dawn and her granddaughter, Nikeki, from the Narragansett, who's a Narragansett elder, to open us up. And I'm really excited because the thought process that we also get to be grounded in an intergenerational component helps to speak to something that I truly value as part of one of the core practices that we see in a lot of our teachings from indigenous practices, which is really this concept of the 7 generations. The thought process that we can make decisions and hold places sacred and be responsible for our decisions 7 generations out. That in this room and in this moment, we have an opportunity to imagine, but also to help to build a more just and equitable society where we all thrive. And that we are not just doing this for ourselves, but those who come after us. So with that, I just want to bring up Dawn and thank them for their time and space for being able to open up, and then I'll come right back up. Thank you.
It is our pleasure to be here as the Narragansett. It's quite lovely to look out and kind of imagine what this land would have been like without all of these structures, and to see the beauty that surrounds us here. At this time, we just take a moment to offer tobacco, and it's one of our sacred herbs, and I know we don't want you smoking cigarettes, but yeah, yes, we do like to offer in the 4 directions so that we can put our minds together in thinking about about the 4 directions. We have the east with the rising sun. We have the south that's with that strong sun that gives us strength and energy. And the west, the place of the ancestors. And the north is that cleansing cold air that comes to us. And so we also would like to offer a song, and that song is called Nashawank. And Kanashawak, it means your spirit is washing over us. Ankum Ninawan. And we're bringing in our ancestors, those that walked this place before us. And I'm going to ask Nikeki to sing this song that says, we know you are in the sky, that your spirit is washing over us.
Kuna shao kuchi sumau onkumni nui amgia now ud kisu kwat nui amgia now ud kisu kwat kuna shao kuchi sumau onkumni nui amgia now ud kisu kwat nui amgia now ud kisu kwat kuna shao kuchi sumau onkumni nui amgia now ud kisu kwat nui amgia now ud kisu kwat.
Thank you, Nikeki. It's so beautiful. Now I'd like to offer a prayer, and I will use our language, Narragansett. And it always makes me happy to bring our words, our language into a new space, and to have all of you here and thinking of your homelands and those here that are Narragansett. I give honor to you. I give humble thanks to our ancestors that have helped us and have guided us to continue to be who we are. Kamaya nawan, katanan tamawanka nanoanash, kanupi alman, kakatapatamish, watianki kakutam witian nanoanag, hawan piatat. Niakwampa kwanan taman, pomantam atwanu wag, watiwa kinawan. Kautantuat, napiauman in keen kisakwat, nashbi nuikan tamwitia hononash. Katabatash namanatuman, Katabatash, Great Spirit, Katabatash namanatuman, Uchiwami, wani tiawang, ni Katapatatamish kautantuat, Uchiwami, nuamani tank, natank swag, ninaj. So what I've said is we gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come today. When we forget to live in harmony, they remind us. Great Spirit, we come unto you today with our happy hearts. Thank you, our Creator, for all the beauty that surrounds us. Thank you very much, Great Spirit, for all our beloved relations. Ninaj, be it so. Now, thank you. Now I'm going to ask Nikeki to give a land acknowledgement.
Wunikisa, good morning, everybody. As we stand here today, atop this beautiful hill looking out at the city of Providence, let us remember that this here is Narragansett land. It has and will forevermore be the ancestral homelands of the mighty Narragansett people. And in acknowledging that this is our home, we must also acknowledge the genocide that took place here. We must remember the massacre, but in remembering the grieving and the mourning, we must also remember the resilience of the people of this place. We must remember for our children, and we must remember for our ancestors. For our ancestors taught us lessons for a world they had never seen. So as I stand here today as a Narragansett person, I ask that we not only remember the sacrifices of the people that once lived in this place, but that we remember that those people still live today, live amongst us, carry our stories and our truths in all that we do. And in doing so, we can create a better world for those next 7 generations of Narragansett babies yet to come. Thank you. Katabatash. I would like to offer one final song, and the words of this song are, "We are Narragansett, we are strong, and we are proud." Now, if I may ask all that are able to stand, it would be much appreciated. Nina Narragansett, na mena kaya na bitaw na manya eo. Weha o ha Yahweh ho yo. We o Yahweh ho yo. Nina Narragansett, na mena kaya na bitaw na manya heo. Weha o Yahweh ho yo. We o Nino Narragansett, na mena kaya na pita una manya heo.
Kabat na yan away yan. Thank you so much.